Ready?
Yeah, ready.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the United Way. Today we will be doing a Man United's tier list with the squad, basically. So, if you don't know what it is, it's basically it's going to be players who would like to keep, sell, and loan, and also who would like to get a contract release. But joining me once again today is the main man, Rahul. Rahul, how are you?
I'm fine, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. International break, nearly over. I think tonight is the last fixtures for all the United players. I think Portugal are playing tonight. So God knows what happened there with the likes of Ronaldo, Bruno, and Diogo Dalot. But I mean, yeah, here's basically what we're going to be doing today. There's the tier lists. Uh, obviously, obviously the likes of Zidane, Iqbal and Charlie Savage and all that aren't there, but we'll talk about them. There is one player on it who I'm just gonna add there already. I don't know why he's there. I just don't know why he's there. I don't know why he's there. Um, but yeah, I mean, Norhill, there's a lot of noise. You kind of talked to me and Michael about yesterday in the comments about Jude Bellingham and that. Supposedly Manchester United are going to go and try and attempt to sign him next summer. Would you be a big fan of that, or what would your thoughts be on it?
To be honest, I wouldn't like. I would be happy to get Bellingham at the club, but as I mentioned yesterday, at the right price, I think £100 million is the max I would stretch for Bellingham. Anything beyond that, I think it's you're paying over the odds, and it's not a good. It's a good player, but it's not a good side on the financial. Like the financial part of it is not good. But the player, obviously, I don't think anyone would be disappointed if we get Bellingham.
No, no. I mean, I think De Jong. I think that's. I doubt that'll happen. I mean, he's kind of came out to the media himself and said that he's happy at Barcelona and doesn't want to move anywhere else. So let's hope we will be adding Bellingham into this little group of lads next season. He will be a good sign, 19 years of age. His price tag, I'm not too sure about, but unfortunately, us fans can't do nothing about that. But I mean, yeah, I suppose Rahul, we might as well start. You're pretty sure you know what the mojo of this is. Yeah, you know how to do it. You know what the story is. Yeah. So we'll
Yeah.
start. Yeah. So obviously we're going to do it in order. So goalkeepers, left backs, centre backs, right backs, blah blah blah, the whole 9 yards. So this player here, Rahul David De Gea. No fans are kind of mixed emotions with this man. Do we sell him, keep him, contract release? What do we do here? Like, what's the story with De Gea? What are we doing with him?
I think we definitely keep him at least till the end of the season, and then we make a call then, depending on how he's progressed throughout the season. I definitely don't think selling him, in the January window is a good option. So we have to go with him. You have to give him the opportunity, and we'll make the call at the end of the season.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that one as well. Yeah, I think it's best we keep him. Just again for the remainder of the season. Um, I mean, he's he's had a few decent performances. Last season he was outstanding for Man United. Without him and Ronaldo, God knows where United would have been placed this season. But yeah, I do think he will be replaced in the near future. But I think Ten Hag is kind of sticking to what he has for now in David Head because he is a good keeper. He is a good keeper. So yeah, De Gea will be kept. Dubravka signed them on loan. We think it's like a loan to buy deal. What we doing with him?
I mean, we've just signed him. He's a new signing, so we can't really do much with him. He's there as a backup. Obviously, Ten Hag trusts him. So if something were to happen to Ten Hag, then to De Gea, then let's see what Dubravka is all about. So for now, I don't think we can do much with him. You'd have to keep him.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, do you reckon he'd be a good backup to? Well, I wouldn't say he's a good backup to De Gea, but do you reckon he's probably our only choice if De Gea gets, say, an injury or so, or a suspension? If not many keepers get suspended these days. But yeah, I mean,
Um,
I just think
I
Tom
think
Heaton wouldn't be the best choice for a backup.
Yeah, I think definitely because uh, the only reason we've bought Dubravka is because Ten Hag doesn't trust Tom Heaton. So he's definitely going to play Dubravka there. But I don't really know how he's going to do. Only time will tell.
Yeah,
But then we have to, have to give him the benefit of the doubt and support him. Let's see what happens.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right there. I don't think Ten Hag would have signed them if he believed Tom Heaton. We wouldn't have had Dubravka. We wouldn't be talking about Dubravka. But speaking of the devil, Tom Heaton, what we doing with him? We signed him last season. He hasn't got much game time. To be fair, I think he's got a few preseason games and maybe one odd, you know, European or domestic game last season. I think he came on the last 20 minutes against Young Boys last season in the Champions League. The last game we were pretty much confirmed. So what are we doing with him?
I think I would get rid of him. I think if the right opportunity comes, I mean, if the right deal comes on the table, I think it's a good. I think we should get rid of him. Um, Obviously, he's a third choice keeper, and the problems we have at the squad right now are like it's massive. We can't be thinking about third choice keepers, but I think still Tom Heaton. I don't think he's the right profile of a goalkeeper that Ten Hag likes. But then, yeah, I think we should sell him. But let's just see what happens.
Yeah, so we gonna release him or just straight sell?
No, I wouldn't release him. I would sell him.
Yeah, I doubt you'd get much for him, but it's nice to get a bit of money in for some sort of player. I mean, I think we got him from free agent, was it? We didn't get. If he did sign him for money, we didn't get much. We didn't. Sorry, we didn't buy him for much money. Is what I'm trying to say. Um, I mean, yeah. I mean, as I said when I was talking about Heaton, he hasn't played that many games. I think. Listen, I think he's happy just to I don't know, sit on the bench or just be that backup if Ten Hag is if if well if nowhere Dubravka and the hair both get injuries, which I hopefully can never see happening to all our keepers. Um, but yeah, I mean, we still have Dean Henderson, who obviously is not down on the list because it's. But like, if when Dean Henderson does come back, which I don't think he'll be back for any longer, I think he'll come back and then maybe ship himself off to some other club next season. Who that club would be, nobody knows. But yeah, uh, yeah. I mean, Tori Malasia just suppose signed him, so keep
Yeah, yeah, for sure. There's no question there.
yeah, no doubt. Menji, young centre back.
You'd have to loan him.
Yeah,
There's no point in keeping him in the squad right now.
yeah,
So you'd
that's it.
have to loan him for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he has played a few games for United, very decent centre back, but yeah, still a lot to work on. Twanzebe?
No, I would sell Wanzebi. I think he's had his chance. He hasn't taken the opportunity, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I think we'd get decent. I think 5 to 10 million maybe tops, but I would sell him for sure.
yeah, definitely. I agree. I don't. I mean, he hasn't really played much games. I remember when we played PSG last season or the season before the Champions League. Great performance, kept Mbappe quiet, but yeah, one game you can't look at a player and comment on him after one game. Phil Jones contract release.
I mean, there's obviously no doubt that we're going to sell him, but I mean, I would sell him. I would release him actually, to be honest.
Yeah,
But
contract release.
yeah, but then again, it depends on the fine, like the severance package. What would be the cost? If it proves to be a little costly, then you would just keep him at the club and wait for his contract to expire, and he can just move on then, because it's difficult for to get a deal for Phil Jones. So it's either you release him or you keep him at the club till his contract expires.
And I don't think there's any point in keeping a player.
Yeah,
Um, when there's no point paying that much. No, you're paying his wages, so there's not that much. There's no point in there's no point in.
yeah, you would definitely sell him. I think ideally, but it's just that I don't think anyone would put up a good bid deal for Phil Jones.
No,
I don't think so.
no, definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah,
Before I was going to talk about Harry Maguire, but we'll move on. Then we'll move back to him. After Lindelof. Victor Lindelof, what we doing with him? Barely got that much game time this season. I think the only time he played him so far this season is the Europa League when we lost against Sociedad. I think. Did you play him in any other games? Few preseason opportunities. So yeah, Victor Lindelof, what we doing with him?
I would keep him to the end of the season, and then depending on how he performs, I would sell him. But ideally, I would sell him either way at the end of the season.
Yeah. So sell.
Yeah, but then
Yeah,
that's tentative. I mean, it could change depending on Ten Hag,
this is
and how
this
he
is like
performs.
this is like me and you are the manager. You know what? You're Ten Hag, I'm Van de Gag. Or
Yeah,
Super Claren. You know, this is what we do. I think the list we have so far, most would agree. To be fair,
yeah,
I agree with it. But yeah, Lindelof. I mean, I think he's better than Maguire, but his game time, is the system Ten Hag does he suit Ten Hag system? Really burst in there with Varane and Martinez literally playing well. I mean, I do think Lindelof, with the squad we have now, I think Lindelof should be at least our third choice defender, not Maguire. Nor if Boy was there, I would have said Boy third choice. But unfortunately, he's on loan at Marseille at the moment. Harry Maguire, I have a feeling I know what you're going to say, but yeah, Harry Maguire,
yeah. Definitely gonna sell Harry Maguire.
no doubt. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we get much for him. 20, 15, 20 million max.
I mean, doesn't matter what we get, just get rid of him. I think.
That's it. That's it. Get rid of
Yeah,
the headache. If
yeah,
paracetamol or discipline's not going to work for you, you have to get rid of it some sort of way. And I think getting rid of Harry Maguire is the best way. I think it's the best way because Jesus Christ, if we I mean, Rahel, I don't think he did. I didn't anyways. He probably did. But watch the England match last night, and my God, he got slated out of it. And to be honest with you, right? To be honest with you, right, Hill, I don't care. How can you back this player anymore? It's hard to. I don't think we ever did. I don't think I've ever protected Harry Maguire because he leaves us no choice. What do you think about Maguire anymore? Like, do you just do you give up with the fella there? Just like get him out, or what's the story?
I think with Maguire, as I mentioned yesterday, he's the right player at the wrong club, in the wrong system.
Yeah,
I think if you have Maguire in a three centre back system, he could do well. Maybe like a Tottenham, how Tottenham play. If you fit Maguire in that, maybe he could do well. But at this level, it's difficult, And with the modern centre back, it's very difficult. I think for any club to keep Maguire and have him play at the top highest level. So Maguire has to develop. I mean, it's difficult at his age, but he's got to look for something else.
yeah, I agree. I mean, who'd buy him? A championship club, maybe, or I don't know, a Brentford or like he wouldn't remain at a top class club. Like I think it's probably the only top class club he's played for. Leicester are decent, but they're not as big as United. So, I mean, what you reckon? Like if we were to get rid of Maguire, who could you see him going to?
I think I could see him going to Italy, to be honest, because I think that suits him. The pace of the game is slow.
Yeah,
Italy, I think, with the defensive minded, basically the defensive minded approach that each team has, I think that could suit Maguire. And we've seen Smalling as well go to Roma and do well. So I'd see him go to Italy or another foreign club. I think the Premier League it's difficult. I don't think even the mid-table or lower level, lower table clubs would actually bid for Maguire considering his cost. So I think Italy is a good, option for him.
yeah. The football's too quick for him in England. He's not able for it. Yeah, I agree with you. I like if I'd be surprised if he did say anything. Thing is about Harry Maguire, right? It, even though the Premier League English football is not for him, he'd still stay. So yeah, he's only hurting himself, no one else. Well, he's gonna hurt the team he goes to play for. But yeah, Maguire, me and Rahul agree he should be sold. Rafael Varane, interesting on this one because are we gonna look into injury prone maybe? Are we gonna look into like this literally here is for the future. We're looking at future. Well, next summer if you want to say, or January. So what we doing with Varane, Rahul? It's an interesting one.
I think we definitely have to give him to the end of the season. I think if he had the season like he had last season, then it's a definite sell for me. But the way he's playing now, I just hope he can be fit. I think it just depends on Varane. Like if he's fit enough to play, at least 3/4 of the season, then you definitely keep him. Uh, but ideally, yeah, I would keep him. But then it's again if he's injured and he's on the bench, then it's difficult. You'd have to sell him. So I
Yeah,
think in this situation, yeah, I would keep him.
keep right. Yeah, I mean, listen, if we're looking at next summer, what we doing?
I mean, that's for next summer. I think you'd have to analyze it by looking at what he does this season. So again,
Hmm,
if he stays fit, if he performs well, then you would definitely keep Varane. But then if he has a season like he had last season where he's just injured, then you'd have to get rid of him.
yeah, that's it. But if he still perform like he is this season, I suppose you'd keep him in the keep section. So, Lissandro Martinez, no doubt, no argument to keep.
Yeah, I mean, even if he has a bad season, you definitely keep him. He's a new
Yeah,
signing and he's a Ten
that's it.
Hag signing. I don't think
Oh
Ten
yeah,
Hag has any intention of selling.
yeah, definitely, I agree. Uh, Brandon Williams. Now, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Brandon Williams. I don't think he'd suit Ten Hag's system at all. I'd sell him personally.
Yeah, I would sell him too. I think he's had his chance. He had his chance with Norwich. He didn't do well. I just don't think he's good enough. It's simple as that. So you'd have to get rid of him.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, listen, he has his few good moments at the club, like many players. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, most of the shit players that played for us. Phil Jones had a good moments at some stage, and look at him. Not saying, no, not comparing them. Left back, centre back. You do more work probably in the both positions, but yeah, you get what I mean. I'm not gonna dig myself into the hole. So yeah, Luke Shaw. I I'm not feeling it with Luke Shaw. I know he can be a good player, but I don't know. I think he should be in the same list as Brandon Williams and the rest.
I think with Luke Shaw, it's the same as Varane. If he stays fit and he performs well, even as a squad player, then I think you definitely want to keep a player like that. But then if he's injured or has consistently bad form this season, then you'd have to get rid of him.
Yeah. So if he's playing like he is now, gone.
I think no. I think it's difficult to sell him. I mean, right now, yeah, he isn't playing well, but I would still keep him. He was one of the best left backs in the world. Just I think 1 or 2 years ago. So it's difficult to sell him. I would still keep him.
Keep.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Ten Hag's his last chance, but what can you do there? So yeah, we're saying keep. Wan-Bissaka, sell.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I, I just don't know why we. I don't know why he's still doing here. Not many teams are interested in him, to be honest. But I think Palace are probably the only club interested no more. I'm not sure who else was. I mean, I still think I'm not sure whether he'd stay in the Premier League. I mean, but I just think his time is up at the club. He had his good moments when he came to the club. To be honest, he's a good defensive right back. Attacking, no, it's not for him.
Yeah, I think the only reason he's still at the club is because we couldn't get a permanent deal. We were only getting loan offers. I think that's the reason he's there at the club right now.
Yeah, that's it. Diogo Dalot.
I would definitely keep him.
Yeah,
Right now we've just played 6 games, so it's actually difficult to say like whether he's going to keep this form going. But then let's see at the end of the season if he does perform the way he is doing now. You'd have to keep him, but if not, then I think it's difficult. You'd have to sell him.
yeah.
So
Sure. The
for now,
next
you would
time,
definitely keep him.
yeah, sure. We'll probably do one of these again in January. So if this list could be totally different to what it is now. You could be saying keep Maguire. you just don't know. Anything can happen in football. But I doubt that would be a factor that we'd be saying keep Maguire anyways. But yeah. Uh, Bruno Fernandez now, we're out of the defensive, the goal, the defender situation. Bruno Fernandez.
I think again, much like a lot of players I've spoken about, like Varane and Luke Shaw, I think he's again a guy who's in a make or break season. Right now, he is playing. I think he's playing okay. He isn't playing too good, but he's playing fine. He's doing his job. I would keep him right now, but again, at the end of the season, it depends on what he does throughout this season. You'd have to make the call. Uh, let's just see if he can improve his form. If not, then yeah, I would sell him
Yeah,
at the end of the season.
personally, I still think if he had a bad season, Ten Hag would still keep him because Ten Hag be looking at. I only know he's a year now, a season now, so I'm not going to rush anyone out quickly. That's what I think. But yeah, I think it's best that we keep him anyways. Let's hope let's hope Bruno is stepping up again and not stepping down. Like last season, very bad season. This season, he's okay. Ericsson only bought him. Keep.
Yeah, I would definitely keep him. Again, if something tragic was to happen, like he was to get injured for get pick up a long term injury, then obviously things can change. But for now, he's one of the best midfielders in the world, so you definitely have to keep him.
Yeah, I agree. Having a good pre-season international break with Denmark, so let's hope we can continue that with United as well. And he was playing well for us before the international break, so I'm not saying he won't. Van de Beek, I'd sell him.
Yeah, I think
Rahul.
the same as Bruno. Let's. I think this is his last chance. If he does perform well throughout the season, if he shows us something, then yeah, you could keep him. But the way it's going now, it doesn't look very optimistic. But then
I'd
let's
sell
make
him.
the call at the end of the season. But for now, I think I would. I, obviously, you can't sell him right now, but I would obviously keep him. But let's just see again what happens.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I personally, I'd sell him. Like, if I'm looking now, I'd be looking to get him out in January. Personally, like, listen, Ten Hag got the job. We all thought, oh, we're going to see more Van de Beek. Happy days. Which was I would like to see more Van de Beek, but he hasn't got any game time. Like, even in Europa League, played a few preseason games. I think I'd sell him personally. I'd ship him off. Um, I mean, I think Bruno and Ericsson are way better. I don't know. But listen. If you want to compare Van de Beek with the Van de Beek at Ajax to the Ericsson, that's a good competition to have. But I personally, Rahul, if I was Ten Hag, I'd be looking to get rid of him in January. Because, there's no point sitting on the bench every week. Like, it's literally Donny Van the bench again. Like, you're literally hearing it already. You heard of it. Like, the only reason I think we let him go on loan to Everton last season was to just get him out, literally to get him off the bench. I'd sell him personally. Um, I think it's best we sell him. I don't think there's any point keeping him at all. So, I don't know, Rahul, if we were to make that decision, what we do, I want to keep. Sorry, other way around. You want to keep him. I want to sell him.
I think personally, I would sell him because I just don't think he's good enough. Like, I don't think he has the attributes to take us to the next step, to win us titles. I think he is a good player, but you need someone with a little more creativity, a little more passion, a little more desire. That I just don't think he has. He hasn't. He's kind of shy. Personality doesn't. He doesn't put his foot down in the game. Doesn't when he plays, you hardly notice him. So it's difficult. Obviously, Ten Hag likes Van de Beek and would like to get the best out of him. But for me, if I was the manager, I would definitely sell him. But I would, let's see. I would at least give him till January.
So if we were to make the decision now,
Right now, yeah, I would. I mean, yeah, right now I would sell him. Yeah,
yeah. So where are we putting him? We're about mixed up.
I think we'd sell him because he's just not good enough at the end of the day.
Yeah, I just don't know what happened there. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. I just don't think the Premier League is for him at all. I think Ajax would be the best place for him to go back to. But yeah, Fred. Again, I don't think he's got. Well, he hasn't really got much game time himself this season with Ericsson, Bruno, McTominay, Casemiro also coming in. Yeah, Fred, tough one to make, really, isn't it?
I think similar to Van de Beek, I just don't think he's good enough. He isn't a specialist. He's a bit part player, you could say. He does
Yeah,
bits basically. I think even as a squad rotation player, I wouldn't want someone like that. I want someone with a little
yeah, I
more
agree.
creativity, a little more, something. Someone who can offer us something going forward or even defensively. I think Fred just for me doesn't cut it. So I would sell him.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there, Rahul. He has his a few good moments, but yeah, I don't think he suits Ten Hag at all. And I just don't think he's never been like, even when he plays, I still don't trust Ericsson. I always trust Ericsson. I don't trust Fred. You just can't in that midfield. Like, if you were to play him on Sunday against Man City, my God, City would tear us to shreds in that midfield. But if you have a nice, decent midfield, like, let's be honest here, Man United's midfield now is better than it was last season, signings wise. Bruno, Ericsson, McTominay, Bruno, Ericsson, Casemiro, or you can put, I don't know, there's a lot of options there. So yeah, I agree with you. So sell, yeah, Bruno, get rid. Oh, Bruno, Fred, get rid.
Yeah, I mean, get rid of Fred. Yeah.
Yeah. Scott McTominay.
I would get rid of him to be honest.
Yeah.
I think he's doing well now. And that's good. I'm happy for him that he's doing well. But the thing is
Purple
that with
patch, purple
McTominay is
patch
just,
moment, maybe.
I mean, he's just a very limited player, right? You know that, like he's very limited. You know that's the thing. Then he isn't gonna take us to winning titles. You know, he doesn't have that quality. I don't think. So I would
Roy
sell him.
Keane, Roy Keane said that as well once. I think it was after the City match when they beat us 2-0 Old Trafford last season. McTominay and Fred aren't going to win you titles. And yeah, sell.
Yeah, I would sell him. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you on that one. Casemiro only bought him, keep.
yeah, definitely keep him.
He was a good signing. Haven't
Yeah,
seen
for
much of
sure.
him, but maybe it's a Ten Hag. He's in the main moment. So, sure, T-Ray.
I think loan.
Loan. Yeah.
That we can't stick him in the team right now. There's no point because he isn't gonna get game time, and I think
Uh,
selling him would be a little bit of a mistake. I think so.
yeah. He'd
Loan,
be a bit. He'd be a bit mean. Like, let's be honest.
yeah,
He hasn't. Like, I don't. He hasn't played much first team football. To be fair, mostly plays for the
yeah.
academy.
I
Um.
think he has to put his foot down in the loan deal where whichever club he goes, he has to show us something. You know, he has to impress the club, or else his career at United isn't gonna last long.
Yeah. Exactly. Palestri, same.
Yeah, the same. I think you have to give him a loan.
Garnacho, same.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's going to be a good player though in years to come. Garnacho. I like the way he plays. I like his aggression. Came on against Sociedad in the Europa League, and I still think we shouldn't have brought him on because we were chasing it. We were chasing the game because we were losing. But yeah, I think a loan deal is what we should do for him. Anthony Alanga. I mean, listen, a lot of fans aren't really happy with Anthony Alanga these days. They just don't think the club is his style. What do you think?
I think the thing with Elanga is he's just thrown in, right? He isn't a first team player. You could say, yeah, he is technically a first team player, but he's still a youth player, right? He's still you can categorize him with the Shorty race, with the Garnachos. So it's difficult, to make a call on Elanga. But
Personally, I'd loan.
yeah, personally, I think I would also go for the loan deal. But the thing is that because of the shortage we have up front,
Yeah,
it's that's the only reason why we're keeping him in the team. So yeah, I would like to loan him.
I think a loan would be good for him, and I
Yeah,
think we kind of got. I think last he kind of started playing for the first team last season. Came on against Villa, and ever since then he was our man. Anthony, keep.
yeah,
Rash,
no
Rash,
brainer.
Rash. No doubt about that. Rashford.
Um, no, I think I would sell Rashford, to be honest. I think he's
Really?
he's done well. Obviously, he's done well. But for me, I just don't think he isn't a striker and he isn't a winger. I mean, a lot of people say that yeah, he's good off the left, but the thing is that he isn't gonna be good off the left if you're playing a teams which have a low block because if you're going to play off the left and you're playing against a low block team, you're going to have creativity, you're going to have good decision making, which he for me just it's not there. Like it's difficult to develop at the moment. If you put him against a big team like Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, then yeah, he can do well because they play the high line, so there's space behind. But
Yeah.
I don't think a Manchester United player should be like one dimensional. It should be overall great, right? He should be good at breaking down the low blocks and also the high lines. So for me, I don't think Rashford offers that. So I think I would sell him, and you would also get good money for him.
I personally, right? I mean, again, I know last season he wasn't that player. This season, I feel like he's better this season. I'd keep him for depth. That's all. Okay, that's all for depth. Do you know, if you're looking at our list now and we're letting Alanga live, we're basically only left with Sancho. and Anthony. So if we're looking at squad depth, I'd keep Rashford because I know he can't be that player. We know Rashford can be a good player. We know that's what pisses most fans off, and rightly so. And he again, I know he scored one against Liverpool, two against Arsenal. But obviously, as you said, the high line and that. But I just think Rashford is. I mean, I think Southgate said he would have, or someone said he would have been picked to go to international break, but just because that injury, that kind of. Well, at least we can all say we were going to pick players when they were injured, So it's it's football. Managers and media are good at lying. But I'd listen. I'd keep him if we're looking at depth. That's all. If we're looking at depth, I doubt. If we're gonna get Gakpo, you're not gonna get him anytime soon. Personally, that's gonna be. I think he kind of wants to come, but I'd keep him for depth. Personally, I'd keep him for depth. I mean, what is it going to be? What? I mean, I don't know. I'd keep.
For me, I'm looking at it like, is this guy gonna win us a title? That's how I look at it, right? He's not gonna win us any title. Like he can scrape us a top four. So ideally, if you're looking at it in that way, then I would sell him. But yeah, in terms of depth, then you'd rather keep Elanga, Rashford, Fred, Van der Beek. I think those players can stay like in terms of depth. But if you're looking at it like long term, like in 5 years from now, is Rashford, or 3 years from now, is Rashford going to actually, stay in a team that has a good first team and a good squad? Is Rashford going to get into that team? I don't think so. So that's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, but if we're looking at, say, January or the summer, like this is basically off, this season, like January, the summer. I don't know. I'd still keep Rashford. I can see where you're coming from. I can't. I'm not saying I can't. I can. I know where you're coming from, and I agree with you in parts. But I just think we should keep Rashford. I think listen, we're keeping Luke Shaw, for crying out loud. Like, come on. And I think we should go. I think personally, Rahul, I think we should give him one more chance. That's all I'm saying. We're giving Luke Shaw one more chance, and I think it's only right we give Rashford one more chance.
Yeah. I mean, all these players have this last chance. Like the
Oh
whole
yeah.
squad is basically on their last chance. If they don't show what they're about right now this season, then they have to go right in the summer window. So everyone's on the last chance right now, barring a few players. So let's just hope that Rashford, shows us that he is, this top class player.
Yeah. So are we giving him one more chance?
I mean, yeah, I would obviously right now we can't sell him, so we'd have to keep him. But ideally, I would sell him.
Well, listen,
For
Rahul.
now, yeah,
We could do one of these again in January
yeah,
window and the summer window. You could be saying keep. I could be saying sell. It's anything.
yeah.
Anything can happen. But I think I listen, Rahul. I can 100% see where you're coming from. No doubt about that one. But yeah, we're keeping Rashford. But listen, let's be honest. We're probably giving. I think we're giving Varane one more chance, Shaw one more chance, Bruno one more chance, Lindelof one more chance. So every player is on their last chance, but Rashford definitely. But yeah, Sancho.
Definitely going to keep Sancho. I think Sancho is ideally what you want a winger to be. Someone who can make proper decisions, who
Mm.
makes good decisions in the final third, who has the creativity, who has technical skills. That's what I want Rashford to become like. Not just rely on pace, right? Have those other attributes as well for a winger. So yeah, I would definitely keep Sancho.
Do you reckon he should have been picked for international break?
Yeah, I think definitely over Jared Bowen.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you picked really even Tony. I know he's a striker, but like, I don't know. England are just gonna have a mare in the World Cup probably. Someone could clip that now, and England will really win the World Cup now. What you see, it'd just be typical. Martial, I'd sell him personally, Rahul. These injuries are just starting to piss me off.
I think as of right now, yeah, it doesn't look promising. But then with Marshall, we saw that he's really good, right? Like he is the kind of guy striker in the preseason. You saw that Ten Hag trusts him, and he was performing well. It's obviously unfortunate that he's injured. Uh, but then again, like a lot of these players, we have to see throughout the whole course of the season, the 38 games, what Marshall gives us, right? So obviously in the 6 games he hasn't done much, but he's still a guy with those attributes, right? So I would honestly keep him, but the way it's going now, I could see why you're selling him. For me, I would keep Marshall.
Yeah, no, yeah. I was actually going to say I do. I mean, we only seen him play how many games so far this season? 2, 3. But yeah,
I don't think he started.
one more chance moment. Yeah, keep. We keep a Martial, yeah.
We should keep him, I think.
Yeah, but if these if he keeps keeping up with these injuries, I think he'll get sold.
Yeah.
Because Ten Hag, I mean, we only have one striker at the moment in Ronaldo who gets benched. But speak of Ronaldo, we're on the man. Are we keeping? Are we selling? Are we contract release? What's the story? Loaning? I don't think we're loaning, but yeah, what are we doing with him?
No, I would definitely keep Ronaldo. You know, he's a once in a lifetime player. You can't be selling a player like that, right? If he leaves the club, it will be on his probably his decision to leave the club. But if I was the manager, I would definitely keep Ronaldo.
Yeah, can you see him? Ten Hag keeping him?
I think it all depends on Ronaldo. At the end of the
But
day,
then,
if Ronaldo finds the solution,
but then
obviously Ten Hag
if
would love to have Ronaldo. But
yeah,
if Ronaldo finds a solution for himself, then I don't think he'd stay.
I mean his contract is expires next summer. So if we're looking at that as well, what we do?
No, I think in terms of the contract, I would offer Ronaldo a new contract. I would offer him a new contract. Whether or not he wishes to sign it, it's a different story. But I would definitely offer it.
Do you reckon? I just don't think he'd accept it. We'd have to make Champions League football, I reckon, from the start.
But I think from our part, I think we should offer the contract. Like
Yeah,
that's the
but
least we can do.
I doubt it. I think Manchester United are kind of just leaving it up to Ronaldo.
Yeah, I mean, United can just offer the contract and then leave it up to him, right? That's how it is, right?
Yeah, so keeping Ronaldo,
Yeah, I would keep him.
and that's that. So contract release is Phil Jones and that player. We're loaning Menji, Shirley Ray, Palestri, Garnacho, and Anthony Alange. We're selling Tom Heaton, Axel Tuanzebe, Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire, no surprise there, Brandon Williams, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Donny van de Beek, Fred, and Scott McTominay. And we're keeping David De Gea, Martin Dubravka, Tyrell Malacia, Rafael Varane, Sandro Martinez, Luke Shaw, Diogo Dalot, Bruno Fernandez, Christian Eriksen, Anthony Casemiro, Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial, and Cristiano Ronaldo. Happy with that one, Rahul?
Yeah, I think for now, yeah, let's just. But then again, things can change.
That's it. That's it. You could do one of these again January next summer, and it could be totally different. God knows what we'd be saying. But yeah, that's pretty much it all. Pretty decent. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments if you're watching this later on who you'd keep, who you'd sell. What the hell? Right. I didn't know what happened there. I didn't know what the hell happened there. Ollie Wrigley, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. I think he's like he goes to most of the Manchester United games at Old Trafford. So yeah, he's the lucky one. But yeah, Rahul, that's pretty much been it. We all, I think, me and you, well, obviously we agree with the players we've kept, sold, kept, we're keeping, we're selling, loaning, and contract release. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've agreed with most of them here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so tomorrow, I'm not sure what tomorrow will be, whether we'll have any content tomorrow, but check out our Instagram and Twitter for that. Thursday, yeah, we haven't really made a schedule this week because everything is just blah blah blah. But we do have a quiz on Friday, and then Saturday we have the Manchester United versus Man City preview, and then on Sunday is, as you'd expect, the watch along for the derby. Let's hope we can get the big 3 points. But Rahul, thanks very much for joining me. Thanks everybody for watching. Like, comment, hit that subscribe button, follow all our socials, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, everything. Check our website, which is in the description as well. And if you have Fantasy Premier League is also going to be back this week. So if you haven't joined it already, the code is SW0MCD. Make sure to join that. I'm hoping I can start having a good run because I'm rubbish at it. But yeah, it's a marathon, not a race, Rahul. If you make if no one's doing well at fantasy, it's a marathon, not a race. We're only 6-7 games in. We still have 2 games that we have to play with Leeds and Palace, which were postponed. So it's fine. It's fine. Everyone calm. But Rahul, thanks for joining me. Thanks everybody for watching. Like, comment, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you all next time. Peace.